Hey, each and everybody, and welcome to another Smoke and Mirrors. This episode brought to you by the lovely yellow skies of Portland, Oregon. All those fires are, man, it's doing a thing. And if you're not sure if the air quality is good, just look at the shadows on the ground. If they're a different color than what you're used to, it's bad. And now, here's a song. Welcome back to the same old place that you laughed about. That's enough. Nobody likes a song on a show anymore. It takes too long. And now, here they are, your invenerable host. Ooh, that peaked out the mic. Let's try that one more time. Let's turn that down. Your invenerable host, Carlos Karim Wyndham. Come on out of here. What? Me? Okay. Hi. What's up, y'all? Man. Oh, right. We're supposed to do the thing. With a glockenspiel, so you know it's real. Oh, love it. That's my moment to get full of our burden with it all. Hope you're all doing well. Just looking at the screens, trying to figure out what's going on. It has been so lovely to be back. So lovely to see you all. I cannot begin to express enough what that has meant for me. Your girl was, as are many of us, struggling with a little bit of the depression. It's weird how an apocalypse can do that. And not communing with you wasn't the move. But the good part of it is that we did agree that as long as there is a global pandemic, we'll be doing this show or some version of it. And, well, if Republicans have their way, I think I may have signed a lifetime contract on accident. So there's that. Do you have a warm bevy? I hope you do. Get one. Right? If you lighten up your you got a color teeny, lighten up your getting your hits from the bong, the blunt, the what have you, getting your cannabis ingestion in, if that is your flavor. For those who are new and joining us on the YouTubes, I do know that some of the youngs get in the chats and start saying, well, how come we're not smoking more? How come we're not smoking more? Because we're old. And this is not a show about me getting so inebriated that I fall down. That's not most of the time what it is. All right. Joshua, let's do the ads because we got a guest. And you're going to love it. I'm going to love it. It's going to be a great discussion. We were already having some good discussion. We're going to have some more. But first, some of these things. Hey, look at this here. Oh, boy, it is a way for you to like and subscribe. You know, if you're on the Facebook, you go ahead and you like. Follow us at Smoke and Mirrors. Smoke and Mirrors CCB. That is for the comedy and the culture and the bullshit. Truly, it's comedy, culture, and blackness. It is a bullshit kind of a day. I don't know. And if you are on the YouTube, the YouTube has many things you're supposed to do. Do one of them. Like, subscribe, hit a bell, make a bell ring at you. Do all of that. Hey, do you want to contribute? Is this worth a nickel? Is this worth $1? Is this worth a contribution? Well, there's ways you could do it. You could do it at the Venmo at Carlos-Wyndham, Cash App at $CK Wyndham, PayPal /me.CK Wyndham. And lastly, of course, if you really want to get down like the big kids, you could become a patron. Patreon at Smoke and Mirrors CCB. Who did that? Well, let me tell you who did that. That would be Ruthie, Erica, Amber, Aaron, Seth, Lisa, Kristen, Renice, Michael, Natalie, Juliet, Tarika, Tracy, Venus, Jen, Tink, Joe, Kelly, Jorge, Joe K, Tracy, Alice, and Raven. That's a lot of people, but we could always use one more, and it could be you. We'd love to see you there. Hey, here's my face again, just so you know that this is actually happening. And here's the other ad because I want to get it out of the way. Hey, tonight, if you want to smell me, all you stalkers, come on out to Word of Mouth. Going to be at Mississippi Pizza Pub here in Portland of the Oregon with my co-host with the co-most as the Grand Dames of Portland, Homodia, present a new evening, Word of Mouth. This is an evening of drag, of stand-up, of storytelling and verse. Right there, you're seeing some of the mouths that are going to put in the work tonight. And it's $5 if you only want to see half of the show. But guess what? There's two halves. If you want to see the whole thing, go ahead and pay the 10. Pay the 10 anyway. Why not? Why not? You got $10. Come on. $10. And then get a slice of pizza and a beer. That's what pizza pubs serve. Shout out to Tracy having all the information there in the chats. It is available there for you. Happy Thursday to you. And we are going to do what we do. We had prior to the break been doing conversations on Tuesdays, been doing a little bit of a produced show on Thursday. Flipped the script, rub it down. Oh no! And so we did the produced segments on Tuesday. Today, as you know, say it one more time, is Thursday, and that means we have a guest. And so, hey, Daana Townsend, what can I say? Is a friend, is somebody who invited me into a lot of this broadcast game, is somebody whose game was so tight that I had to step mine up. Is the reason that I keep performing minor fellatio on this microphone a couple days a week, because figured, hey, it seemed to make a difference when I had the opportunity to become a co-host on a somewhat regular basis on a podcast. It was a brilliant endeavor, Myelin and Melanin. And with that, I would like to invite right here Daana Townsend. Let's bring it. Come on. There we go. Where'd your glasses go? You was looking all professorial. I liked it.
Oh, I was, trying to, look normal. I'm still not used to the glasses.
Normal.
No. Right. Yeah.
What's normal?
What is normal?
Right.
Right.
What is normal? We could both take our glasses off and just be squinting the whole time if you want to.
Right, exactly. No, it's not cute.
I've seen pictures of myself doing that thing, and I really thought that I used to have this like smolder that I was serving. I never smoldered. I was I can't see. Can't see. How you doing?
Not cute anymore. I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Busy.
What you mean you're not used to the glasses? How long have you been wearing glasses? I seen you in glasses for a minute.
I know. So they're really just for like I can see distance fine, but up close, things aren't great.
Oh, there's a whole discussion. Hi, yeah, that's me, and it's root beer. So I don't know why the thing was asking me for ID. They're Virgil's root beers, but yeah, that's us. Yeah, I know. Appreciate it. Thank you. So that moment was brought to you by DoorDash, who I eat too much of, and my child, who was being asked for identification for the root beer. Because it had the word beer in it. Could be genius child. I believe it. Wait, what do you mean you're not used to glasses? How long have you been wearing them?
Yeah. So I've been wearing them for reading. So, I mean, I can see distance fine. But, looking at my phone, computer, all that, like my eyes are no good anymore. So I don't know, maybe a year and a half, but still like I'm not used to them being like an official part of who I am.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's weird when it happens. There's a crossover moment because I've only been wearing glasses for about 5 years now, but I do know I was at dinner. I took a friend of mine, Kelly Shaw, and Ian, both of whom have been on the show. I took him to dinner, and we were out eating, and I took my glasses off. And Kelly said, "You look like a raccoon that just wiped its face clean. Like I don't even recognize you." I was just like, oh, "Come on, the
Yeah.
glasses are that much of my face now." All
Like
right,
it's a staple. It's part of it. Yeah, when I
yeah,
take my glasses off, it seems like I'm naked. I don't
yeah,
know. It's weird. But
face
whatever.
naked, face naked,
Right,
right?
face naked.
Well, and
Right.
here's the part: B can't see shit. I can't see a damn thing anymore. Can't see a damn thing anymore. Well, we are being complimented on a strong glasses game, huh? Strong glasses, weak infrastructure. It's the country. We're doing what we
That's
do.
how it is.
Doing what we do. What'd your day consist of today? What you been into?
Today consisted of teaching, doing online class stuff, reading posts, grading homework, all that
Yeah.
uh, fun
Okay.
stuff.
So let's go over this again. Where all are you teaching? Because it seems that from what I recall, right, one of the fights that we had during ethnic studies, the battle for ethnic studies, was the fight for tenure for 5 different professors. And it seems to me that getting tenure and securing any kind of like ability to just have a job as a professor seems almost impossible. It seems like a patchwork life a bit. What are you doing now? How are you
Well,
doing this?
it's interesting. So the main college that I teach for, Milwaukee Area Technical College,
Mm.
I'm there part-time. So I'm more than part-time this semester, but I've been there for 10 years and I'm in a union. And so I've been there
Union
part-time
strong, union
in right
strong. Come on.
in a union. And you know how
What's
unions
the
work.
union number? What's the union number? Let's shout them out.
You know what? I don't even know.
All right, union number Milwaukee School. This hooking
Right,
it up.
part-time, right,
Part time
exactly.
hookup.
Part-time faculty.
Union.
Yeah, so since I am part-time, or not part-time, since I've been there for 10 years and I'm in
Mm.
the union, you know how things go. It's tricky. So seniority, I've been there for 10 years. That's kind of a long time.
Seems a
And
minute.
so as it relates to getting scheduled for classes, all of that, I'm getting, first pick, second pick, so that's how that goes.
Okay.
But things are kind of crazy this semester. And so they lost some full-time faculty. And so they needed some of us part-timers to step up and take additional classes because normally I teach just one class a semester,
Okay.
but I'm teaching 3 for Milwaukee Area Technical College, and then another college that I taught for, the University of Wisconsin Milwaukee. They asked if I would teach a class that I had taught for them a couple years ago. So I'm doing that. So I'm busy, 4 classes
So what?
online.
So what are the class? What are the classes
So
that you're teaching this semester?
yeah. So at UW Milwaukee, I'm teaching a class called Communities
Salud.
and Neighborhoods in America.
Uh huh.
So that's interesting. It'll be very interesting. I haven't taught the class in 7, 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think 7 years. That being said, it'll be interesting thinking about the concept of community in the age of COVID. So anyway, it's going to be a lively, interesting semester. But the other classes that I'm teaching, they're all intro to sociology at
Okay.
MATC. One I'm teaching with and I talked about it when I was on the show last time, but my students who are incarcerated throughout Wisconsin. So I'm teaching them, and all the classes I teach are online, but so I'm teaching them, and then I'm doing a virtual class, which I've
Mm.
never done before online. So, it's like I'm envisioning it like a Zoom call, like a webinar. So I don't know. Like this is the second semester that they've offered this option for students. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And then I'm doing one straight up online class. So yeah.
So
Anyway,
a virtual
so
Zoom, like a webinar, like
kind
what we
so
doing, but a
it's
class.
like synchronous. So they've got to log in. So it's gonna be in Thursdays at blah 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 time.
Okay.
So they've got to log in to Blackboard as a platform that we use. They have to log in at 1 o'clock
Mm.
and stay, it's as if they are in class.
Okay.
So most online classes are not synchronous, and so they're more or less, I don't want to say independent studies, but they're not you don't have to log in at a certain time.
Right.
You know
Arizona
what I mean?
State
Do things
University
at your own
kind of
pace.
get a degree, except it's real classes from
Right.
accredited institutions.
Yeah. And depending on
Phoenix
the
University, that shit, right? The where you go get
right.
a degree in whatever,
Right. Now,
but not that.
depending on who's right, right. So, but and depending on who's teaching, I've been teaching online for years, so I think I'm a pretty good online teacher.
Yeah.
Some, especially with COVID now, everyone has been forced to figure out how to teach online, and there's the art to it. Like it's
Listen,
not an easy thing to do. But anyway, and then so virtual is like I said, it's like we're in class. It's 1 o'clock. Everyone better log in, and we're doing the thing.
mm.
So it's gonna be odd.
So
Um,
are you gonna try and take attendance, or is
Yeah,
that
like I've
okay?
got to take
All right.
attendance and I don't know what that's going to look like. Like, so the class starts, my virtual class starts the end of September.
Mm,
And so I've got to get this shit figured out soon,
mm,
what this is going to look like.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Damn.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So
Damn.
anyway,
All right. So one of the other things that I know you're doing, in addition to all of that teaching, first of all, the prison shit, amazing.
thank you.
So wait, you said across Wisconsin. Before I get to the next thing, I'm sorry. You said across Wisconsin. So are they inmates who are incarcerated? They're prison, right?
Yep, yep.
Okay. So can you, for anyone who is not clear, what
Sure.
is the distinction between prison and jail?
Well, jail is, when you're awaiting trial.
Mm,
You're not, what I'm saying? You're awaiting sentencing, trial, all that stuff. But prison is when you are sentenced, for whatever crime, you're sent to prison.
okay. So
So
jail's
prison
like
is like
the
the long,
right. Jail's like where you go on the weekend if shit went sideways.
right, exactly. Or you're
Okay.
waiting for, I mean, people can be in jail for months and years, depending on how our justice system works. But anyway, but prison is like, you're doing time.
Yeah.
Well, however long time is. But
Yeah.
anyway, so the program is called the Second Chance Pell Program.
Okay.
And when I say across Wisconsin, so I think this semester I have students at 4 different institutions throughout Wisconsin. And so each of the separate institutions, they have their own teacher and education program and all of that. But yeah, so yeah, yeah, that's it. It's
Hmm.
interesting because of course, each institution has their own rules, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I've been teaching now for God, I think 15 years,
Hmm.
and I think since I've been teaching my incarcerated students, I think it's probably the most rewarding population.
It's
I don't
some
like
it's
that
some
term,
it's some
but
brains up in there. People don't be knowing
really,
it. There's some brains up in there.
seriously, and it sounds cliche, but they have time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they get into the material.
Yeah.
You know how it was when you were, in college and you don't really read the chapters and blah blah blah. But like, I mean, these students really get into it,
Yeah.
and it really makes me be on top of my game too. Like, okay, I better bring it.
Yeah,
Um,
no, you do have to teach to that population differently. I mean, I
yes,
can, I personally, I can't relate to the like not reading the chapters in college. Like, I was not that one, but like, I do know what happened
yeah, yeah, oh
because I'd be
yeah,
the one going, actually, if you see paragraph 3, page 27, it's the
right.
opposite of what you just said, nigga. But so you kind of jejune. You know what I mean? I was an asshole. I kept a dictionary in my back pocket, literally, like, oh, I'm gonna fuck with people.
Yep.
Petty. So you got the brilliant minds in there.
Pretty much, seriously.
Yeah.
So, and of course too, they have limited interaction with people who really care about what they're thinking and
Mm,
saying. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have a whole lot of meaningful interaction,
mm,
I'll say.
mm,
You know what I'm saying?
mm,
This is
mm.
just feedback. I mean, yeah, I'll just keep it at that. So, it's not just me, after I read their assignments, oh, good job. and then grade them, whatever. No, they're expecting detailed comments and
Right. Yeah,
discussion,
yeah, yeah.
which
They
I'm
want
here
some
for.
response. They
Right,
want something in the
exactly.
notes. They looking for some
Ex-
action.
right, exactly. I mean, I just gave you 1,000 words and you're just going to tell me, okay, that was great? No. So, and again, I mean, that's wonderful and great and everything, but it's like, I've got to bring it
It's
because
work.
it's not, yeah.
It's engagement,
So,
right? It's engagement.
oh,
I
totally.
I think that's one of the things that gets underestimated for people in the quest to, right, build community, right? Whatever you're doing, however you're organizing, right? Whatever you think you're doing, I'm down for the cause. Listen, it is about long term,
Mm-hmm.
sustained relationship, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's another the shit you was talking about. What was it? We were talking about. I think we were talking about on the podcast actually about the waning
Mm-hmm.
of action
Mm-hmm.
from the whites.
Right.
Whites.
Yep.
And I may have gotten a wee defensive as I had been watching out my window continued action going on throughout, right? And like nonstop. They ran out of gas.
Yeah.
They ran out of gas in Portland.
It was,
I ain't
yeah,
seeing no Black Lives Matter trains out the window no more. It's kind of
it's done.
they kind of
It's
like,
not exciting
well,
anymore.
that didn't work, and it's just like, okay, see that difference between an activist and an organizer. Like you got active, great,
Oh, yeah.
cute, that was cute, that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't organized. Wasn't organized. So yeah, you were right. What is it that you were saying? Want to share that here? Because man, were you correct in your
What?
assessment? How what your assessment is of these the white folks is who had gotten so woke with their books and actions over the first year and a half of the pandy.
I mean, nothing. It's nothing.
She's just shaking her head. She ain't just.
And the interesting thing too about all this anti-racist education and blah blah blah,
Mm,
I'm seeing more and more lately. You've got these woke white people who, understand systemic racism, blah 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 blah, but
right.
they refuse to see how they are complicit in
Yeah.
this structure. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like there's a
I do.
whole lot of lack of really examining where they are in the, kind of to indict themselves, like where they are in this whole process.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and it's annoying. A lot of judgment, like for the unwoke white folks, but it's like, no, you're not as woke as you think you are.
Yeah, it's
Because
right. That's so funny. It is literally this contest of like who's the wokest white person or
yes,
wokest white organization
mm-hmm,
or got the wokest statement, right? As
yep,
though equity and justice live in your mission statement. Like,
mm-hmm,
no, it's in the institution. It's not your mission
mm-hmm,
statement.
yep,
Yeah, it's amazing having watched it pop, right? Over the last or deflate, right? The bubble popped as it were.
mm-hmm.
It's been a lot, right? All talk, no action from so many institutions, so many places. I oh gosh. Mm. I
Yeah,
saw a thing that I cannot speak to with detail that man, oh man, oh man. I was like, well, this is just a wonderful statement of contrition and guilt. Oh, what are you going to do? I don't hear anything in here about what happens next. All I saw was like, raw, I feel bad. It's like,
mm-hmm,
okay, sorry.
yeah.
Sorry, we made you feel bad. But that's really,
Yeah.
it's wild to see. It is wild to see continue again and again and again.
Yep.
Yeah. You
So the
had
next event.
right the next party. Where can I get a
Mm.
photo? But don't take a photo. That's not safe.
Right. It's
What?
exhausting.
What? Who's that rule for? That's the middle class rule. When did it get safe? Where's the safe part?
Mm-hmm.
Oof. It's so much. So
Exhausting.
much. Well, speaking of exhausting and things that brought us together, we seem not to be queued up at the moment for there to be more Myelin and Melanin broadcasts. What are some of the reasons for that? If you feel
Carlos.
comfortable elucidating.
So a little bit of context. So if anybody goes to, Apple Podcasts, wherever, and finds Myelin and Melanin, I encourage you to listen to the last episode that's streaming. You'll get the whole deal of the situation, which I'll talk about a little bit in a second. But the second part of that is the lovely episode that Carlos and I did. It was like the final episode of the podcast. Now that, what Carlos and I recorded was before all hell broke loose, which I'll talk about in a second. Which is I really think it's a lovely end to the podcast, what we recorded. But anyway.
I thought it was. Honestly, I felt like it was. While there was a lot of curiosity, right?
Right.
And there was some discovery. There was nothing unkind, untowardly.
Oh.
I feel like it was also empathetic and yeah. So
a little bit of background. So first of all, it seems like this has been going on for a long time, but really this whole bullshit, it started the middle of July. But anyway, So I had decided for various reasons that I was no longer going to record the Myelin Melon podcast like that. It was just it for me. And I had this whole grand plan to end things in a respectable way, blah blah blah, all that great stuff. But my co-host, she wasn't down with it. She didn't want it to end, and all that. And I understand, like, it's a big thing. Like, we've been doing this for, it was our 4th season, when we ended. But that being said, she said that she wanted to I don't want this to sound like he said, she said, but these are just facts. And so she wanted to continue the podcast when I was gone. And I was like, no, because Myelin and Melanin is us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we started this together, and so it's got to end together. Right. My suggestion to her, she wanted to, continue podcasting, start a spin-off podcast, call it whatever the hell you want, with Dawn from Myelin and Melanin. I mean, great. I'll help you promote it. I'll do all the things. But she decided she had other plans, and we'll fast forward a bit. And again, please listen if you are interested in the whole saga of this. Search for Myelin and Melanin where you find podcasts. Listen to that final episode. And my sister Courtney and I went through the whole thing. But anyway, she decided, just kind of out of nowhere, that she was going to change the password. So now keep in mind, we are a business, right? Myelin and Melanin. It's more than just a podcast. Like, right. Myelin and Melanin, we do other things. Like, we sold merch, we had partnerships, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so, if y'all was here Tuesday, you saw some of the merch.
Right, the temp shirt, right.
Yeah.
So that being said, Myelin and Melanin is more than the podcast. So when I said that I wasn't going to do the podcast anymore, that didn't mean that I was just leaving the MS community and I'm not like a part of this thing called Myelin and Melanin.
I want to leave
Okay.
the MS community. Wait, is there a way out?
Right?
I didn't know
Thank
we
you.
got it. I thought this was a one-way trip. We get out?
Right. Right. So, she was feeling some kind of way and decided, hang on one second. I'm recording.
You know what's
I don't
gonna
know,
happen now?
7:30. Right.
I'm gonna let her talk and do what she doing or whoever she's talking to.
Right.
Are you back?
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's
All
okay.
right.
Look,
Where was I?
we
Oh,
was dealing with pizza and root beer a second ago. It's all
pizza.
good. It's life.
Right.
This is what live streaming does.
Right. Okay. So she, is feeling some kind of way. And I understand, like, it's a big adjustment. Like, the podcast is ending and, new things are scary and blah, blah, blah.
Ends
Well,
are scary. Ends are scary. Nobody likes
oh,
an ending.
of course, absolutely. And I'm very sensitive to that. But she decided that she was going to, out of nowhere, before our final episode aired, she changed the password to our shared email account where we both have business dealings with organizations, etc., in that email account.
Yeah.
Change the password and all the authentication, whatever. No way I could get into it. Change the Instagram password and all that. Change the
Gram.
Facebook. What was that?
She changed the gram.
Yes.
Ooh, I bet I'm not on it no more.
Instagram, change the Facebook, change the YouTube, all those things. And then put out a video saying, oh, Dana's decided we've parted ways and this, that, and the other. Just a bunch of lies and bullshit. So I'm like, well, no. I'm blindsided. Like, this is not what is happening. This is not how things went down, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, yeah. So to make a long story short for anyone who's listening, like Dawn tried to hijack, that's the name of the co-host, tried to hijack Myelin and Melanin.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, and this is still going on. How
is it still going on? I ain't see.
Listen, she changed the name. She changed the whole logo to Myelin and Melanin with Dawn.
Okay, I saw that. And then I saw the whole thing. Also, basically, the change in the logo was like the reverse colors, but it was the same shit.
Listen, first of all, Myelin and Melanin, a name that I came up with, but whatever. That's a whole other thing. If you're gonna start a new thing, think of a new name, blah blah, with Dawn from Myelin and Melanin. That's fair. But you can't just change up Myelin and Melanin with Dawn. No, bitch, that is not yours. That is ours. I mean,
Hey, listen. Feels get in it. Feels get in it. It's real.
Yes.
Feels like. And you and I talked about this before, right? And
yeah.
I firmly believe, and I'm aware that it has continued to be true and has proven to be true in your case. And I don't want to interrupt you. I want you to keep saying what you need to say. That nobody trying to kind of steal your flavor or your ideas or to replicate the things that you do via your prophetic relationship to Bladwin online, right? Via your relationship in the MS community, and it is a community, right? Because it requires, again, long-term, sustained engagement, right? It can't be if it's spotty. I'm checking in. Cool, you a community member, but that's not building community, right? Those are two different tasks entirely, yeah. And I personally, having watched what you do, believe that you are one who can't really be stolen from, because anybody either adopting, co-opting your look, your swag, your idea, your execution, if they don't parallel the work ethic, it doesn't it just doesn't resonate the same way, right? It just doesn't resonate in the same way. It's like the recipe, you are part of the recipe. That's the deal, right?
Right.
And so to remove you and simply have like on paper this is what it's supposed to look like, that's not, you're not going to get the right recipe. That's not it. That's
No.
not it. Auntie got to be in the kitchen, otherwise it's not going to taste right. Like period.
No.
Period. It's not the
Exactly.
biscuits. They close. It's not the biscuits. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So for your blood pressure, right? Just know you could call your biscuits whatever. People like you're serving things
Yeah,
that
you're right.
matter, right?
You're right.
And so just just for yourself, just keep in mind for your own breath, right? And people shouldn't take our shit. It hurts our feelings. Artists are not balanced people. Please don't steal our shit.
Right. That's just it. That is just it. When you're gonna cheapen it and yeah, I mean,
say
artists, we
say your
take our
words.
work personally and seriously. Like it's our baby. So when someone wants to jump in and change it all around and make it all what that no, no. So anyway, I appreciate what you said, Carlos, and you're so right. Because at the end of the day, whatever, it's not going to be the thing without me,
What
whatever it is you're doing. And it's very evident for anyone who's been paying attention to the crickets that are going on, but that's a whole other story.
but it's not a whole different story, right? That okay, so for me that is part of the thing, right? One
Mm,
of the things about Myelin and Melanin, one of the things about Tea with Queen and Jay, one of the things that we have tried to do, that Tracy and I have tried to do with Smoke and Mirrors, is to provide some level of consistency. Because what I understand is that if you're willing to spend this kind of investment in time with whatever it is that I decide needs to be
right.
projected into the world, right? Then out of respect, you're letting me in your ear holes and I'm gonna run around in your brain hole after, then if I tell you I'm gonna be here on X, Y, and Z dates, then I need to be there. And
Right.
or I need to explain where I am and or let you know when I'm coming back and what it's about to be. But to just dip and ghost,
Right.
that's where it's like, okay, well then you it gets challenging, right? And again, I am not, after I just talked you down, I'm not sitting here trying to like start shit and like get a whole
Right.
war going and whatever. Like that is not the goal. Okay. The point of it is like, as somebody who was invited into helping to create and shape
Mm-hmm.
parts of what could have been a much broader expression, right? There's so many different ways, so many different things could have happened. So many
Mm-hmm.
different things could have happened. Hit me up. Could have had a second co-host. Could have been a whole different, like anything. So many different things could have happened. And instead, for that community, right? The that moment of intimacy, that break in the day, that time to just go, oh shit, here my girls, here we go,
Right.
is gone. And to for that to disappear and then to not to disappear that and then not
Yes.
replace it.
Yes.
That's the part that for me, not more than anything. I want to say more than anything. No, it's not. More than anything, just don't steal people's shit. I don't like that. But to then not replace, not show up for the people with it, it's like, well, why then?
Exactly. Exactly. It's very disingenuous. It's very, and again, like, it's about work ethic too. Like, I decided I wasn't going to do myelin and melanin anymore for, a multitude of reasons. And again, listen to that last episode if you want to hear some of the
There's reasons.
context. There's reasons. But that said, anyone who knows Dana on the internet or Retro Soul on the internet, I put in work. Like, I went nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been here and I consistently show up to do my thing.
Yeah.
And so it's just very sad that like what she has, you know, decided that, you know, whatever Mylan Melanin is now, it's just tore down to the ground. I mean, I don't know. It's just
it hurts. It does hurt.
It hurts because like I did, and I'm gonna just be real. Dana, did a lot to build that up and to put in years of work amid a lot of personal struggles, and for it to just be like tore down for petty or selfish or narcissistic or whatever reasons is hurtful and fucked up, you know. I mean, we were in Sonia Renee Taylor's book, the second edition. And, you know,
it still is so dope to me. I mean, I can't even believe. Oh gosh.
Right?
Oh gosh.
Yes.
All right. Well, okay. So all that said, right? Bands break up.
Yes.
The teams are blown up, right? And very rarely, I guess what here and maybe on All the Smoke, you'll find like exactly what's going on right in the moment. Like, no, that ain't it at all. Let me tell you what that coach did. You know what I mean? Right now in the moment, what's going on. And I appreciate that honesty and that vulnerability. I didn't expect it all. And I express them as well. And I know that neither of us have left off a damn place, as you said. Right. One of the things that I seen is that you already got another podcast. What the fuck? Right. How did that happen so fast? That took like 2 seconds.
Right.
So what'd you do? So what is the podcast? What's the new podcast?
So the name of it is The Whole Basic Thing.
And you'll have to, basic thing.
Yeah, The Whole Basic Thing. So The Whole Basic Thing is like the sum of it all. Like what really matters at the end of the day. The whole basic thing.
Oh, wait, don't explain that to white people. Fuck it. No. Don't tell them. Just tune in and listen.
Right. Listen to it.
Learn.
But right. So it actually started out as so the co-host is one of my best friends. He was my partner for many years, but we're, great friends now. And so we just talk about shit. So it actually started out as a podcast that he was going to do, and I was going to help him produce it and all the things, because I can do those, technical things. But it's, morphed into a thing that we were doing together. And so it's not, we talked about consistency before, but it's not. It's kind of like, there's no rhyme or reason. We will put out an episode when spirit moves us to do so. It's, it is what it is. But yeah, so it did happen very fast. I guess too, like I missed doing the thing, like recording and doing all of those, things that go into it.
Yeah. There's a muscle memory to it that I mean, it's kind of like what I was saying at the beginning. I don't know. I forget, right? Because you enjoy it so much. Right, how much actual labor, and I'm not saying this for the audience. I'm not saying for people to come and donate, whatever.
Right.
How much actual labor the writers' room, the Tracy and I gotta have in discussion before we even come on and like, yo, talk about this, and you need to interview this person, and okay, well, what if I bounce it against this and that and the third? Then all the technical shit, right? Tracy's in the chats right now, letting folks know about the whole basic thing. You know what I mean? It takes rhythm, it's a dance, it's a movement, right?
Yeah.
And if you're going to do that again, like losing that muscle memory and the time to commune, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Oh, definitely.
whether I'm here with like is I mean I can't tell you how much it warms my heart not to just be talking into space and feel like
Right.
because MS I don't know, is this a thing? Do people watch this? But to be reminded that like, oh yeah, also I have conversations with some of the dopest motherfuckers on the planet on a regular basis, for that to just go because
Right.
Zuckerberg didn't like that I reminded everybody about Ashton's stanky balls is like, well, he said it, but yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot for those things to get stripped. So seeing you back, um, for me, I mean, that just warmed my heart. I was like, oh, good. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. And, too, well, you had alluded to James Baldwin earlier. Retro soul underscore underscore is my, uh, that's kind of my, I don't want to say internet identity because it's not, it's what I do.
Yeah.
Um, I've never gone, like, that's just what I do. And I devote a lot of time and energy and love into
You put in the
that
work. You put in the work.
endeavor. I really do, because it is work.
Yeah.
It's not just, post a picture, post a quote. It's, I, try to, yeah, do work.
It's huge because the pictures and it's in the chats as well, but the pictures and the representations around starting from I think a genesis of Baldwin, right, and our shared love of Baldwin, but really making sure that you are representing the totality of Black identity, queer identity, gender spectrum identities, and the true driving forces and voices, right? That really were the both the healed masculine and divine feminine that could
Mm-hmm.
have led us to a prospered land, right?
Mm-hmm.
Had we as a community not bowed down to the cishet normativity and respectability politics, right?
Mm-hmm.
That generationally we fought back against with hip hop, but then fell into the exact same patterns again,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And knowing that these students again, right? I'm so impressed are writing from in so many ways. Okay, the liminal spaces, yeah, from the margins of society and in the margins of the papers, and expecting that response.
Mm-hmm.
Be here with me in the margin. This is where
Yeah.
I am. Talk to me.
Yes. Literally.
Oh, literally, I love it. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, and for you to then be using the second retro soul identity, right, to lift the voices. I mean, it's cute. Everybody be talking about James Baldwin since the Negro movie. But before that, y'all wasn't talking that shit. Y'all wasn't talking.
No.
This the fire next time. We've been telling, he told y'all this was about to happen. Y'all didn't listen. Y'all ain't reading.
He told us with such clarity, and we weren't paying attention.
He said it with a tongue clearly tattooed with white supremacy and the white man's language, that we are in a situation where we must pay attention to the sickening atrocities of the barbarous actions of the white man who calls himself so civilized. My boy was sick of it by the end. You couldn't tell that girl nothing.
Nothing.
Oof. And then you elevate those voices.
Yes. And one thing about JB too, he served the most eloquent shade. So shady, so petty. Like he went there. Yes.
He went for the throat. He went for the throat. People take it for granted. And even people who, if you listen, I understand everybody doesn't like to read. Everybody, the mind and the brain and the thing, and it makes your brain think things, and it hurts sometimes and thinky pain. Okay, I get it. If though, right, you are not in Club Autistic and only video works, please
Mm-hmm.
watch the actual debate with William F. Buckley. The
Oh
actual
yeah.
minute for minute 2 hour debate. He destroys that man.
Mm-hmm.
Destroys that man. He go for the throat
Yep.
and the balls. And then put the
Yes.
balls in the throat and go, how does it taste?
Period. It was so simple, so base. Yes. Yes.
Just
People need to
yeah.
uh to see that.
Well, and then you do that, right? You elevate it, and that is, and again, it is work, and it is ancestral work, and it is ancestral work from looking at and exploring the healed and evolved masculine, right?
Mm.
Which to me is just so, well, one, nourishing, right? Drinky, I live for it. It's the best, but also, as we were talking about with the pain articulated, right, by Michael K. Williams,
Mm.
and re-experienced and re-elevated, right, in the
Mm.
commodified exploration of Tulsa, of the Klan, of Green Book passage, true Green Book passage, not that
Right.
bullshit, right? That exacerbated, right? Using again, and again that comes from needing to quell the pain, and it is the pain that again was spoken to us by who?
JB.
Uncle James.
Yep.
To be a Negro in this country and be remotely conscious is to be perpetually enraged.
All the time.
Yeah, perpetual mean all the time, y'all.
Yes, all the time.
Don't mean some of the time. Don't mean Tuesday you upset. Ooh, the Reverend here, stop. Don't mean Tuesday
you gotta call
upset.
it out.
It's real though. If I don't, it's gonna be stuck inside of me, and I can't have it.
Yep.
I can't have it. I ain't got time. It's not for me.
Yeah, James Baldwin's thing was you've got to bear witness to your experiences. And I feel that we have a responsibility to do that. You talk about whatever your experiences are. It's our responsibility to bear witness to them. Put it on record.
Audre Lorde let it be known too. Is the thing. Don't let these motherfuckers step on your neck and say that you don't say shit, because then they're going to tell somebody you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's going to be what's in the history. Ooh, they liked it. Right. They didn't even say stop or nothing. I don't know. They liked it. It was good. It was good. What? Joshua, is what time? Shit. All right.
On and on.
I know. Shit. He over here like, hey. Boy. Got a job, got in the credits, got all up a tie. You know what I'm saying? All right, so you're doing a bunch of shit. You're doing a bunch of shit. Are you relaxing? What are you doing for healing? You got any time to relax for you? Something? Anything?
No, not really. Although one thing, so when we had chatted a bit earlier, in text, you asked like what I was watching.
Yeah.
I'm watching reruns of the Golden Girls every day, all the time. That's all.
I was just watching last night. I just fell asleep to the Golden Girls last night. Sophia, did I fall asleep to the Golden Girls last night? Yeah.
That's what I do. Like, the new stuff. No, Golden Girls. It's familiar. It's consistent.
Thank you for being a friend.
Right?
Oh.
So That's what fills my downtime, watching the Golden Girls.
The only thing, so many of the old shows, it's too, you can't. It's harder now, right?
Yeah.
I was doing Frasier for a time, and then all of a sudden, I one day I looked and I went, "Hey, why are you always slut shaming everyone and screaming at everybody all the time? What's going on?" Ross, you dirty slut. I mean, that's what there's a whole, and
Right.
that
Yeah.
was, and a laugh track after, like, oh, that's great. That's great. He's talking about his coworker's sexuality. How? What's happening here? Really rough. Golden Girls. Oh, outside of one or two things, right?
Yeah.
One, it's in Florida in Coconut Grove, and these girls are neither Jewish or Cuban. So,
Right.
what?
Right.
And two, I found out last night on last night's episode, Rose, do you know how old Rose was supposed to be?
In the show.
55, girl. Rose was only 55. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? What? Why are y'all walking around in some muumuus? What's going on? Do I get a muumu? What are we do? What is this?
But the thing, well, Rose, I think all of the girls could dress. I mean, that
whole B. Arthur Flair. That's my stage shit. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But the Golden Girls, it's timeless. It was so edgy for the time.
It's edgy now.
I'm watching these episodes like, damn, they really went there.
Sneaking boys in their room, fucking with the roommates around, all the shit. Nigga died in the bed. He died in the bed. He had a heart attack. I've been killing him. Right. Yeah, this is why I'm good. It's like the third one I killed. I got killed my husband like it. I was like, what is this? It's great. It's great.
So that soothes my soul amid all the bullshit that I'm dealing with and all the things. The Golden Girls just helps settle me. Good. So, yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being a friend.
Thank you.
You like that segue?
Yeah, it was perfect.
Segue. And thank you for being here. And for being here on short notice. I appreciate that. That was so kind.
Anything for you.
So kind. We put it in the chats already, but one more time to remind anybody who's just joining us, from your mouth to their ears, you want to let these people know what you got going on?
All right. I pretty much live on Instagram. My Instagram handle is at retrosoul __. So 2 underscores. That's where I do my thing. And I actually recently started a TikTok where I post just, it's not all, dancing and all that stuff. I thought that that's all that TikTok was. I didn't know that TikTok was a real thing. And so I have a TikTok, same thing, at retrosoul __. It's all JB videos.
Come on.
It's similar to what I post on Instagram, but yeah. So that's where I am. That's where you can find me. Subscribe to the Whole Basic Thing podcast. Again, it's not a consistent. It's whenever the spirit moves. Amir and I, and Amir Ali.
Ali is the co-host. We did not say that before. My bad.
Yes,
my bad.
I didn't say that. Yes. And you can find A Whole Basic Thing on IG at A Whole Basic Thing, all one word, on Instagram. And yeah, so those are the places where I'm at. I'm on Facebook, my name, Daana Townsend, but I'm not on here very often. So anyway, yeah, those are all the places.
All right. Listen, as always, it's a pleasure. You know what it is.
Yes.
You know what it is. This is, I don't care. Like on the phone, doing this, whatever.
Right. It just is what it is.
Yeah. Really appreciate it. Say one more time. Oh, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. And I'm dead ass. I was not playing around yesterday. We got to talk about how to deal with okay, we got to deal with the podcast version of this shit and all the. Fine.
Yes.
Yes, TikTok, Retro Soul, IG, Retro Soul. Everything is in the chats. Y'all got it there. Y'all, one more time, please give it up for my friend Daana Townsend. Where is the? Come on, Joshua. There it is. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Hey, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much, Carlos.
Absolutely, absolutely. Y'all, come on with the conversations and the things that we do. God, I've missed this. Tracy, thank you. Killing it. Huh? All in the chatty chats. Joshua, I see you on the time. Just settle down. And Sophia, thank you so much for your patience and not losing it after the pizza arrived. Hey, I think that's a show. There's a last screen at the end, and then we're saying goodbye. I did this off screen. One more for the road. We don't know who the next guest is, but they'll be here on Thursday. I'll be here on Tuesday. Tracy's going to be here. Joshua's going to be here. It's what we do. So glad to be back. So glad to see you. And we will see you soon. That is our guest. Just sat there by themselves. And that is the screen you're supposed to be looking at right now. This has been Smoke and Mirrors. So smooth. Like yesterday when we were saying the goodbye and I was putting on Steve's song and you could hear the speaker go. Blah, 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 blah. We're getting used to it. We're back. It's taking a minute. We're back. All right. Hey, this has been another Smoke and Mirrors. Hey, thank you so much for being here. You can check us out at the IG Smoke and Mirrors CCB. That is Comedy Culture and the Blackness. You can find me at Twitter at Caballo Negrito. Caballo Negrito for the monolingual amongst us translates to James Baldwin was right. Caballo Negrito, literal translation. James Baldwin was right. If you think I might be lying to you, take a Spanish class. Hey, do you have a question, a comment, a thought about a guest with whom we should be in conversation of the Philosopher's Tree? Well, go ahead and give us a shout at Smoke and Mirrors CCB at gmail.com. We'll take a correction. There's a lot of talking that goes on here. Sometimes the things aren't always said in the most correctest way. So if you got a correction for us, we'll take it there as well. This is a thing that is produced and hosted by myself, Carlos Karim Wyndham. This is also produced by Tracy Tatamy, the intern. You know the name, Joshua. This has been Smoke and Mirrors. Thank you so much, and we will see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.